Hello everyone, welcome to Manifest IAS, and we'll be seeing the mains paper analysis in this particular video. When you consider all the stages of this examination, prelims, mains and personality test, a very crucial stage and the counting stage is the mains paper. If you take the prelims paper, basically it is an elimination round. So in that, nearly 11 lakhs people apply according to the latest update. Then among them, around 5 to 6 lakh people attend the exam. And finally, 10 to 12,000 of them will be called for the mains examination. So when it comes to mains examination, out of these 10 to 12,000 people, around 2 to 2,500 people will be selected for the personality test. So if you take the conversion rate, so it is around 20%. So out of every 5 people who write the mains examination, only one will be selected. So around 20% is the conversion rate. Over the years, what we have seen is the people get prepared for the preliminary examination, especially with respect to their objective knowledge, they get better. But when it comes to the mains paper, they lack a lot of skills. So this has been our experience. So basically, among these 10 to 12,000 people who are writing mains examination, most of them, usually around 40% of them will get out on their own. Without a ball being bowled, they will get hit wicket because they have not well prepared for the mains examination. So very important aspect of the mains examination is answer writing practice. Most of the people, they start writing the mains answers after the prelims examination or directly in the mains examination. On the days of mains examination, they will write the answers. But that is a very dangerous practice. So in prior, you need to have a lot of answer writing practice. So that is very much required. And one more aspect of this mains examination is to look into the old question papers. When you look into old question papers, especially after 2013, in 2013, the mains examination pattern has changed. Maybe with respect to the number of papers, it has been changed. Maybe with respect to the weightage to the general studies, it has changed. Or with respect to the exam scheme, it has changed. And also with respect to the number of marks allotted for each question that have been changed. So usually in 2013, 14, 15 and 16, we had seen the questions worth 12.5 marks. So 12.5 marks. Then in 2017, the pattern changed. So there used to be 10 markers and 10 15 markers. So totally 250 marks. As I told that looking into the old question papers is very crucial because you will get to know the trend of the questions or how the questions are being asked. So when you look into the question paper, so there are two ways of looking at it. One is the statistical analysis, that is from which subject how many questions are coming. Then second approach is the disciplinary approach. So in each discipline, like what is the vastness of the area covered. So totally, if you take 60 questions that come in the GS 1, 2 and 3 paper, so you need to have a better hang of the statistics, like how many questions are coming from which area, and also the depth and the vastness of the each subject you should be aware of. So in this video, we have made an effort to look into the paper analysis of science and environment. So science and environment, this is part of paper 3. Paper 3 of GS. So general studies, paper 3 consists of other subjects also like economy, internal security, disaster management, and very important chunk along with these subjects is science and environment. Again, in science and environment, we are going to bifurcate into science and environment. And in science, we get the questions of science and technology also. So in my paper analysis, first of all, I'll be looking into the number of marks which have been allocated for science and environment. Then I'll be going to each subject. So especially in science, I'll be going to the subparts like space technology, nuclear technology, biotechnology, information and communication technology, then other miscellaneous parts in science. And we are going to see the depth and the vastness of the question paper. And also, we'll be going to the environmental aspects. So when it comes to the combined weightage of science and environment, so usually we get around 5 to 6 questions from both these sections. 5 to 6 questions, somewhere the range varies from 60 to 75 marks. 60 to 75 marks, it is the range. It is almost 1/4 of the third paper. Trust me, the people with a technical background will get some kind of favor in this particular paper because their approach towards this paper becomes more technical. And most of the ingredients of the GS Paper-3 is technical. But UPSC is looking at the generic approach, or basically they are looking for the generalist people. So even though you are good at the technical things, but it doesn't mean that too much technical things will get the marks. So it is not like that. Even for the people who are coming from humanities background, the equal weightage is given. So in this paper, though it is more technical, mostly the marks will be given for the general approach. Definitely more number of keywords, more number of facts will fetch more number of marks. That is the straight equation. But with respect to the level playing field that has been provided for students from all the background, so here you will get that equality. So let us look into these questions of science and environment. First of all, we'll go to the year-wise weightage given for science. Year-wise weightage. So if you look at the weightage that has been given for science, in this, even the technology part is included. So for science and technology, the weightage has been like this. 2019, so there were 4 questions and they were asked for 50 marks. Then if you look at the other years also, 2018, 55 marks, 2017, 45 marks, 2016, 25 marks. That year only 2 questions had come. In 2015, around 4 questions again, the weightage was 47.5 marks. In 2014, 25 marks, and 2013, 50 marks. Barring 2013, if you look at the years from 2014 to 2019, there is a general pattern. There is a pattern which we can easily decode, and we will get to know the variety of questions that are being asked. And based upon this, we have divided the questions into 2 parts. So we have categorized the questions on the basis of knowledge, and that basis of knowledge is nothing but the generalized knowledge and the specific knowledge. So here in the first category, we have enumerated some of the questions which have come into the examination which are more generalized in nature. So general questions, if you look at the questions, so basically space technology applications. So basically the questions have been asked on the applications. Maybe it is with respect to telecommunication or remote sensing or any other purpose for which the space technology is used. So such generic questions have come. And if you look at nanotechnology, so nanotechnology again, they can go to a particular sector like maybe nanotechnology in industries, nanotechnology in medicine, nanotechnology in agriculture, or generally they will ask the question on the general applications or the diverse applications of nanotechnology. When it comes to biotechnology, again the questions can be sector specific, that is biotechnology application in farming, biotechnology application in industry, biotechnology application in medicine, pharmacy, like that, there will be generalized questions. And coming to other sectors, or other parts of the science and technology, especially on nuclear technology, we have seen mostly the generalized questions like nuclear power program. There is a 3-stage nuclear power program, so on which the question has come. And along with that, the breeders, they may ask, maybe it is with respect to the fast breeder reactor or the reactor of the first stage, maybe boiling water reactor or heavy water reactor, or in the third stage, like we have not yet uh, come up with the third stage. So there can be questions on different types of reactors or different type of breeders. Then coming to the general questions on scientific research. So scientific research, so especially how the thrust has been given to the scientific research, or there can be questions on the CSIR laboratories. CSIR laboratories, that is Council for Science and Industrial Research in India. So on that also the questions may come. Then the very important aspect of the questions in science and technology is with respect to traditional knowledge. So traditional knowledge, maybe it is with respect to the botany, or with respect to pharmacy, or with respect to medicinal plants, and also the issues associated with traditional knowledge, especially into the intellectual property rights. So the questions can be combined with IPRs, and sometimes this can be taken as the interdisciplinary question, which has come in both science and economy. So these are the general questions. So if you get ready for these questions, that is applications of space technology, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and the nuclear power program, or generally the state of scientific research in India and on traditional knowledge. So definitely you are going to face 1 or 2 questions with respect to the generalized questions every year. Then coming to specific questions that have come in the examination, it is based upon the space missions. So especially in the space technology part, space mission, maybe it is with respect to IRNSS, that is Indian Regional Navigation System. Then maybe the question with respect to Chandrayana, maybe with respect to mission on Mars, or maybe with respect to the manned mission, or with respect to India's space station. So those are the questions which are specific in nature. So without knowing the specificity of that particular question, you will tend to write the generalized answer, and you will tend to get very average marks there. So to gain more marks in such questions, you need to have very good specific and technical knowledge. Then last year, we have seen one question on Bose-Einstein statistics. So this is again a question like which will be attended by very few aspirants, because Bose-Einstein statistics, so one need to go into the material physics, and they have to go to the standard model, then they have to come up with their research paper, then they need to elaborate on it. So trust me, 90% of the people will not be writing very good answer for such questions. So at least whatever you know about Bose theory or Einstein theory, so that you need to sum up in the answer, and you have to show your honesty that I know only this much, and you need to go to the next question. Then other specific questions that we have seen in the examination is with respect to biopharmaceuticals. Biopharmaceuticals, it is one of the area where India is doing very well, and there is a lot of scope. Then coming to other biotechnological aspects like stem cell therapy. So this is also gaining thrust, and there can be questions on stem cell therapy especially. Then other important ICT specific questions like cloud hosting. Then coming to the medicine, drug resistant diseases, or with respect to one more question that had come, the fixed dose drug. So on that also the question had come. Then other specific questions like 3D printing and digital signature also have come in the examination. So here the key is like you have to know the specific answer, or you have to know the technical points of these questions. Then only you will tend to get more marks. Otherwise you will get either average or below average marks. And going to the subjects, like subject wise questions, if you see, last 7 years questions have been like this. In space technology, they have asked about India's space station and manned mission. These two these two missions, like they are in the concept stage. They are in the concept stage, and we have not yet materialized with these one. So usually the UPSC is going ahead in the future, and they are asking. So basically they are asking about the future missions. So when it comes to the future missions, maybe we have to get ready with the human space flight program, or India's contribution to the solar mission, or with respect to Aditya L1 mission we should know. So basically the future missions we need to target. Then other important ongoing missions like GPS, that is Global Positioning System, and IRNSS, that is Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. So that we NAVIC, so we need to know about that. And the other older missions, but mission on Mars and Chandrayana, these were the questions of 2013 and 14. So basically that year they were very much relevant to the current affairs, and the questions had come. So basically these are the questions with respect to the current affairs, and also like the future missions which are coming up, especially in this section. UPSC is mainly targeting on the ISRO missions, not with the NASA missions or the ESA missions. So basically in this paper we'll be concentrating on the Indian research or India's contribution into the field of science and technology. Then coming to the other subject like nuclear technology. So in this, the very important or the hot question is nuclear power program in India, 3-stage power program in India. So almost like in these 7 years, it has come twice. Then with respect to the growth of nuclear technology in India, nuclear science and nuclear technology in India, here again, you need to answer this question from two angles. One is with respect to nuclear science and the nuclear technology. When it comes to nuclear technology, the technology is used for two reasons. One is for peaceful purpose, and another is for the security purpose. So here you need to explain about the nuclear power program of India and also the missile program of India. So we need to address this question from both the angles. Then coming to the other questions, FBR. So FBR here, it is the fast breeder reactor. It was a sub question of a question. So basically the main question was with respect to the nuclear power program in India, then the fast breeder reactor was asked. So other things like they are misprinted, they are overprinted here. Then coming to the biotechnology aspects, the stem cell therapy. Yes, when you take biotechnology, so these are the main areas that we concentrate. Stem cell therapy is one. Then TKDL, that is the Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, so which is there in the news since many years, and many questions have come with respect to TKDL and also with respect to IPR associated with the biopharmaceuticals. And as I told, the biopharmaceuticals is one key aspect which has to be covered every year, because as I told, there is a lot of scope and a lot of growth in this particular field. Then coming to the other generalized questions in biotechnology, so especially the application in farming. So with respect to this, or with a clue that we are getting from this particular question, we can prepare for the other generalized applications like application in medicine, application in industry, or application in food processing technology. So we can get prepared with such questions. Then coming to information and communication technology, here the technicality that is involved or associated with these questions is more. So here we need to know proper terminologies, and we have to know the exact knowledge or the specific knowledge in these particular questions. Maybe it is with respect to data security, Digital India Mission, digital signature, Cyberdome, cloud hosting. If one doesn't know the technical knowledge, it becomes very difficult, or it becomes a very sober answer in the answer paper. So the evaluator will come to know that you don't know the specificity about this, and you may lose marks in this. So while attending these questions, so be very careful, and as you exhibit your knowledge more specifically, you will tend to get more marks. Coming to the other aspects of science questions. So basically the medicine here, fixed dose drug combinations that had come in the examination, drug resistant diseases, or along with that the antimicrobial resistance becomes very important, and the pharmaceuticals, maybe it is with respect to the general pharmaceuticals or the biopharmaceuticals. So again we need to concentrate upon the medicine part. Then other miscellaneous aspects, nanotechnology, the questions are mainly general questions in the sense like the applications of nanotechnology in different fields. And coming to robotics, again the applications of robotics and different types of robotics. And as I had talked about nanotechnology, again the types of nanomaterials can be a question. Then coming to advanced technologies, advanced technology, there is no boundary to it. So in the past we have seen the questions like 3D printing, we have seen the questions in the prelims, but definitely we need to know about those questions which have come in the preliminary examination. So maybe with respect to wearable technology, or with respect to artificial intelligence, or machine learning, or quantum computing, or cloud computing, we need to know about the advanced technologies. At least we should be able to write around 75 to 100 words in each technology. So we have to get ready with those aspects also, because sometimes these advanced technology questions have come for 10 marks, or sometimes they have come for 5 markers also. So in one main question, they have asked 2 such advanced technologies. So again, whatever we have read for the preliminary examination, so it becomes equally important for the mains examination also. Then coming to some of the interdisciplinary questions. So we cannot mark them exactly under science and technology, but definitely we can look into those questions from different disciplines. When it comes to cybersecurity, we have a separate portion, or we have a separate mention of internal security in India. So when it comes to internal security, there are many aspects, like with respect to terrorism, with respect to militancy, with respect to LWE, that is left-wing extremism, and with respect to the religious fundamentalism, or with respect to the unlawful activities, or with respect to some of the security agencies, the questions may come. So here, some of the aspects from cybersecurity have to be covered in the internal security part also. But when it comes to the institutions, when it comes to the specific knowledge about the cybersecurity, we need to write some of the aspects from the technical aspects too. So in such questions, we need to look into those questions interdisciplinarily. So cybersecurity, especially with internal security and science and technology. When it comes to defense, especially with respect to the defense procurement or FDI in defense sector, the questions have come. So here basically this is economic questions, but there have to be some approach from the science and technology part also. So when it comes to the defense part, along with the economical aspects of this, maybe with respect to procurement, maybe it is with respect to offset policy, or with respect to the FDI in defense sector, we need to exhibit some of the technical knowledge that we know in the defense technology too. Then when it comes to energy security, so when it comes under the energy sector of economy, so maybe it is with respect to the renewable energy like solar energy, or with respect to the programs that we are running in the energy security. So maybe it is with respect to LED, maybe it is with respect to the grids, or maybe it is with respect to green energy, or maybe it is with respect to the electrical vehicles. So here also, it is not purely the economic question. We need to integrate the knowledge of science and technology into this to write a very complete answer. So these are the interdisciplinary questions that we have seen in the last 7 years in the mains examinations. Coming to the environment part. As I told, like we are treating science and environment together in our analysis. As we have seen in the preliminary examination, the weightage for the environment is more. So 20 plus questions come every year. Right away from the 2014, we are seeing 20 plus questions in the preliminary examination. And when it comes to science and technology questions, there would be around 10 plus questions. So totally 30 questions are coming from both science and environment in preliminary examination. But when it comes to the mains examination, the weightage that has been given to the environment is little less, because already the environment knowledge or the specific knowledge with respect to environment is already checked in the preliminary examination. So here in this paper, that is paper 3 of general studies, the weightage with respect to environment is little less. So if you look at the total marks that have been allocated in the third paper. So in the year 2019, we have seen 25 marks. Then 2018, that is the highest, we have seen 35 marks. 3 questions had come. Then 2017, so we have seen 25 marks. Then 2016, only 1 question had come for 12.5 mark. Then with respect to 2015, no questions had come from the environment. Then in 2014, 25 marks, and in 2013, 12.5 marks. So here, one need not be worried about the environmental aspect much, because most of the things with respect to biodiversity, climate change, or with respect to ecosystem, ecology, environment, we have seen in the preliminary examination. With that basic knowledge, we will tend to write very good answers in the environment. So when it comes to the preparation of environment, you can minimize your preparation with respect to environment, because hardly we are getting 1 to 3 questions in this, and we can enumerate all the questions that had come in the last 7 years. So those questions are nothing but the questions associated with the carrying capacity. Carrying capacity with respect to a particular region. Maybe it is with respect to Himalayan ecosystem, maybe it is with respect to Western Ghats, maybe it is with respect to the coast. So basically the carrying capacity has been asked. So especially this particular question was associated with the current affairs then. Then coastal sand mining. Coastal sand mining, especially with the coastal zone management or coastal regulation zone, the question had come with respect to coastal sand mining. Then with respect to solid waste management, because in the year 2016 and 17, we had seen the solid waste management rules given up by the central government. So that is why this question had been asked. Then the wetland wise use. So basically with respect to the wetland, there had been a regulation, or there had been a new rules which had come in the wetland usage in the year 2017. So that is why the wetland question was asked. Then Biodiversity Act, a generalized question. And with respect to climate change, again a generalized question had come. With respect to UNFCCC, there are different mechanisms through which the emissions are controlled or regulated, especially with the clean development mechanism, or with respect to carbon emissions trading. The question had come with respect to UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. Then a very important aspect of the environment question in the mains examination is environment impact assessment. So there had been one direct question based upon environment impact assessment. This year also the amendment that have been brought for the environment impact assessment, so that may make this question very important. Then with respect to other questions or the general questions like environmental impact due to the different activities, maybe the activities with respect to illegal mining or with respect to rehabilitation, or sometimes the question had come on the pit head coal mining. So there can be a generalized question based upon the environmental impact due to some of the development activities. So that may come as questions. So if you look into these particular categories or with these questions, these are the only questions that had come in the examination since 2013. So you can easily minimize your preparation for environment when it comes to the mains examination. So maybe you will give more weightage to the science compared to environment. But altogether, so you will get around 5 to 6 questions from science and environment, which will carry around 60 to 75 marks. So all this effort is to make the preparation very easy for the mains examination. Soon after your prelims examination, you will be hurrying for the mains examination preparation and also with respect to answer writing. When it comes to the preparation, most of the preparation you have done along with your GS paper. And if you have done the answer writing practice, that is very good. But if you are not done, the time is not yet over. So you have around 95 days to do even the answer writing practice. So basically in this period, that is in the gap between prelims and mains, your focus has to be more on writing rather than coverage, because 70% of the portion which comes in the GS you have already covered. The other mains oriented or main specific portions are world history, post-independent India, international relations, disaster management, then internal security. These are the things that you need to prepare a little extra. So maybe you can give a 30% weightage to that. But when it comes to the optional, you have to give more weightage because it carries around 500 marks. And the marks that you score in the optional papers in relation to the GS papers, it is definitely more, because 300 plus out of 500 in optional is very much possible. When it comes to GS, 3 papers out of 750, so if you score 350, that's a very good marks. So definitely the weightage with respect to optional has to be given more while you are preparing in the gap between prelims and mains. When it comes to answer writing, so every weekly test or with respect to the comprehensive test that will be writing in this gap, so they will matter more. So at least you should be having hang of 10 to 12 full length papers in your answer writing practice. So in the pursuit of this thing, Manifest IAS, as every year, like it conducts the mains enrichment program. In mains enrichment program, we'll be having the different aspects like the question paper setting that is set by the expert faculty, and the 3-stage evaluation that we'll do, and we will be giving the quality improvement classes. So quality improvement classes will enhance your knowledge with respect to these subjects, and also they will get associated with the current affairs, and also there are like subject specific improvements that we will be telling, and also we will be analyzing the trend which has come in the past, and we will be guiding you through our experiences. And also when it comes to the feedback, so there will be one-on-one feedback with respect to answer writing. So you can book appointment and come to us, and we will be there for the handhold guidance throughout this journey. So once again, we all welcome you for the mains enrichment program, so which is every year's routine course of ours. So with respect to the analysis that I had done for science and environment, so this is it, and I wish you all the best for all the stages of the examination. Thank you very much.